What up, people? It's the College Football Hangover podcast on I Live for Saturdays, the best college football channel on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at I Live for Saturdays 4 as in the number 4. Like, comment, and subscribe, and also follow us on Vine. And today I'm here with the H. The H. See, everyone on this podcast, they have a nickname, very short and sweet. Just the first letter of your name, and that's it. He's actually texting right now. He's too busy to say what's up. Say what's up to the people.
What's up, folks?
They can't hear you. Speak up to the mic.
What's up, folks?
Yeah, Hector is our expert college football analyst actually on the podcast. He's actually the number one most qualified because he's actually the only guy who actually played football. Like real tackle football with pads. He actually played the game. So he actually has more knowledge than any of us combined, to be if you really want to get down to it. But so anyway, yeah, Hector's just gonna ad-lib and stuff like that. I can't do a podcast by myself. It's just too awkward. It's like watching Netflix by yourself. It's too depressing. But anyway, this week in college football, a ton of coaching hires and fires. Les Miles with the awkward "it's not you, it's me" firing, but then LSU missed him for like 15 minutes. Could live without him for like a minute, like Hector and his girlfriend. He's texting right now. Really awkward. And they got back. Like it was like a high school breakup, a high school relationship. It was really awkward. And LSU fans cried, and they got their coach back within an hour. It was the weirdest thing. Hector, actually, have you ever had a relationship like that? Like, where you broke up with a girl, and, like, she called you back and wanted you back, or you wanted her back?
Yeah, that happened to me once. She called me within an hour. And then I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Hector's right now. It's just too cool. He's got that cool voice going. He's in that phase, like, he's done with high school, he's too cool, but, like, he's not done with that cool phase and still cares what people think, but it's alright. But, yeah, it was really weird. It felt like high school. It felt like a high school relationship, and it just never made sense, and people were outraged by it, and obviously Les Miles came back. But Mark Richt, the same exact thing, probably the same exact coach without the national titles. I would argue it's probably a little bit harder to win national titles at Georgia than it is in Louisiana. Louisiana is way closer to Texas, which an abundance of recruits are. And there was no outrage for Mark Richt, and I think he's a fantastic coach. He was fired. It's extremely unfortunate. I wish him nothing but the best. But yeah, it was sad to see him go, and I don't think it was deserved. I think with coaching fires, you got to be really, really sure on what you're gonna get next. It's like if you're working at like a McDonald's and you're working out there for a pretty long time, and it has to do with the H. You work there a pretty long time and you hate it, and the grass is always greener on the other side at the factory or wherever the hell you want to work next. Oh man, they're paying 25 more cents. I want to go over there. And you get there, and it's also a piece of crap, and you're, like, picking up garbage or something like that. Some crappy job you're doing. It's still crappy. Actually, do you have any experience like that? Anything relatable?
Actually, everything there is relatable.
Yeah, I kind of just slid the H's life right in there. But, hey, man, he's an ambitious kid that wants more money. He's out there. He's making that dough.
Yeah, all I'm trying to do is get money.
Hey, he's Hector. Okay, first of all, Hector's he's the best guest I've ever had on the podcast by far. This is by far the most fun I've ever had on a podcast. There's no doubt. But also, so a bittersweet moment this week in college football. Also, Virginia Tech in UVA game, Commonwealth Cup. My Hokies won. It was fantastic. We won off an interception from Clark. Frank was ecstatic. It was great to see him off as a winner, and the last time he'll play in that, or he'll coach in that rivalry game. He gets us into a bowl. People say, "Oh, they're bowl eligible." No, we're getting a bowl. It doesn't matter. We're Virginia Tech. We're gonna sell out the stands at whatever bowl game. It looks like we're going to the Belk Bowl in Charlotte. So yeah, we're in. It doesn't matter. Not forget that bowl eligible stuff. No, we're in. And yeah, just a lot of thoughts about Frank, which I'll actually do a pod later about purely about Frank. But yeah, it was bittersweet. I love Frank Beamer. I am extremely ecstatic about Justin Fuente, coach out of Memphis. So, future looks good. It was really weird to see Fuente do a press conference because I've never seen anyone else in my life besides Beamer do a press conference for Virginia Tech, and it was really awkward and weird. But I'm excited for the future. I'm very excited, very excited. And favorite game of the week, Hector? Did you watch any college football at all this weekend?
Only Virginia Tech.
So you would say that was your favorite game?
Yes.
So what did you like about that game? Anything that you liked about the game?
I really like Virginia Tech's uniforms. They're pretty tight.
They're pretty sweet. They're
Yeah.
pretty sweet. They're not swagged out like your Oregon team. What happened to Oregon, by the way? What's going on with Oregon, man?
Honestly, I don't know. Still a fan to the day I die.
How many Oregon games have you watched this week? I mean, this year.
I could say less than a quarter.
Oregon's number one. But see, that I talked about in the pod earlier, at a podcast earlier, that Oregon is super crucial to college football now. It when they're good, it gets the youth crowd, the viewers in, and I think that's fantastic for college football. So it's good for Oregon to have bandwagons, like the H-Man right here, like the H-Man.
Not a bandwagon. Just don't got time.
Who's your favorite Oregon player of all time?
D'Anthony Thomas.
D'Anthony. He just went out just straight out, just was like, yeah, I'm a boss. D'Anthony Thomas. That's how Hector talks. It's just the smoothest. He's just too cool, man. He's too cool for the pod. But yeah, it's kind of so you obviously see a difference between me and Hector. I'm extremely hardcore, and he's just a common fan. And there's absolutely nothing wrong or makes me a better person between any of us. And actually, the hardcore fans like me need the common fans that will periodically watch college football, because that's when college football actually makes real money. Because the hardcore fans, you'll never lose a hardcore fan. I'm always going to be here in college football. But what college football always needs is to get the common fans to tune in on a Saturday night. Hector's a young kid. He goes out, he does a bunch of stuff with I guess, a girlfriend he has, I'm guessing. Yeah, he does all that stuff. And you need to distract his life and get his attention on a Saturday night with college football if you want to make money, right? That's how college football makes money. And I think for what I keep hearing, not having Iowa in the playoff, statistically and factually, Iowa, if they win this week, the Big Ten championship against Michigan State, they should be in. And they should be in because factually and statistically, they will be in the top 4 of the best teams in the country. And there's nothing factually that you could argue against it. But, Hector, do you give a crap about Iowa?
I do not give a crap about Iowa. I don't care about them.
What if it was, would you watch a game if it was USC versus Alabama? Would you watch that game?
Yeah, of course. They're the two pretty good teams, and I would like to watch that game.
Yeah, I mean, they're very popular programs that always have a crazy amounts of talent, and talent is always much more fun to watch than 2 and 3 star recruits. And I feel I feel terrible to say that about Iowa, but that's just a fact. Iowa being in the college football playoff is not good for college football. It's not. It really isn't. College football needs the Oklahomas. They need the Alabamas. If they can fit another big name of USC, if they could somehow make an argument for USC, the Pac-12 champion, if they beat Stanford, if they come out and say something crazy, it's actually better for college football to get those top programs. Had Oregon run the table, Oregon is a huge pull amongst the youngsters out there and viewers in America. So Iowa in the playoffs is actually bad for college football. I guarantee the Iowa game, whatever game Iowa's in, will get a lower rating, much lower rating than the other semifinal game. But again, I absolutely adore Iowa as a hardcore fan, and I think they should definitely be in it. It's only fair and it's only right for them to be in. But again, it is not good for college football for Iowa to be in the playoff. And you hear a lot. I think from the beginning of the season, a ton of people said, if Iowa runs the table, I don't care. They're still not getting it in, and they shouldn't get in, and all this stuff, and they're done. And you hear that all the time every year. When Alabama loses, Alabama's finally done, their dynasty's done, and they suck, and they're not going to win all these games, and they're going to keep losing and not be in the national championship game or semifinal or whatever the hell. We need to stop with that in-the-moment stuff. I know Hector, he's a youngster. He makes impulsive claims, right?
Yep. Very. Yeah.
How many times a day do you make an impulsive claim? Just on the spot, you're just, oh man, I'm mad, or I'm really happy, and you just say something. How many times? How would you say, what would you say, estimate amount of times?
About 15 times a day.
About 50?
15.
Oh, 15. I was going to say, that. It's like, man, you know what? We should go see a psychiatrist, man. There's some real no, 50. That's pretty. As human beings, we make those crazy claims, man. In emotional times and in certain situations, we'll do that. And for people to say, and I love Colin Cowherd. I was just listening to him just actually a few minutes ago. I love that man. Love the show, but he'll make some impulsive claims. And in America, has pretty much made those impulsive claims. Oh, I don't care what happens. Iowa's not getting in. Stop that. Now it's come to finally the week. Iowa versus Michigan State. And nothing but freaking crickets. Nothing but crickets about, I don't care if Iowa. Nope. Pretty much everyone in the country is in an agreement that if Iowa wins, they're in. And those impulsive statements, they really irk me as a hardcore fan of college football. And I think I just want to address that and just say, hey, let's stop being idiots. Let's just wait till the end of the season to finally make some real statements about teams being in or out of the college football playoff. And now, moving on to our playoff rankings of the week. Our most sophisticated charts on iLive for Saturdays, by far. Hector, take a look. Can you, Hector, read number 1 through number 7?
Number 1, Clemson. Number 2, Alabama. Number 3, Iowa and Michigan State. 4, OU. 5, Stanford. 6, UNC. And number 7, Ohio State.
Yeah, and you can obviously see with all the letters that obviously this is not the same type of chart that we do every week. Obviously, our other weeks are way more detailed and has way more stats. But pretty much, I kind of came to the conclusion that, wait, I'm doing all these numbers and none of this really matters. And our playoff is pretty much set. And I think I think our followers also tweeted about that. We were in a discussion and we all pretty much came to the conclusion that it's pretty much set, the college football playoff. And really quick explanation: number 1, Clemson. If they win, they're in, and they're more than likely the number 1 seed. By the way, I will do a final total ranking with pure numbers just for the fun of it, and I'll post it up on Sunday morning. And it will finally have the total rankings, what I think should be 1 through 4, and it'll give, even if we already know what it's going to be, I still want to put out the statistical numbers and the statistical facts all out there, everything out there. So let me continue. Number 2, Alabama. If they win, they're in. That's it. Number 3, the winner of Iowa Michigan State is in, and that's it. Number 4, Oklahoma's already in. It's done. They're the Big 12 champions. They're pretty much in, and they really do deserve to be in. Number 5, Stanford is in with the win, and I have chaos written everywhere. Chaos. And let me just explain the chaos. Every single one of these teams have chaos, and they're gonna need the teams above them to lose. Obviously, Iowa, Michigan State, whoever, that one's locked, and Oklahoma's locked. But Clemson or Alabama loses, Stanford with a win can get in. Very much they can get in. That Notre Dame win was huge. last Saturday. It was absolutely huge. North Carolina would need Clemson to lose. They would need Alabama to lose, and and also Stanford, obviously, because they would definitely lap North Carolina. And number 7, Ohio State would need some crazy miracle on top of Stanford losing, on top of Alabama losing. Even if UNC beats Clemson, Clemson can still get in. So they might want just Clemson to win. They might want definitely Florida and definitely USC to win, and then you could see Ohio State get in there. But still, even then, Florida might have somewhat of an argument, somewhat of a pull. So, we'll see. We'll see. Ohio State's got a long shot, but they're not out of it. They're not dead. They're not dead yet. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hector's over here looking at boots, I think, for Christmas. Hector, what are you getting? What are you getting your girl for Christmas?
Some new UGG.
What?
Some new UGG boots.
Some new UGG boots. How much are you willing to spend on your girlfriend this Christmas? Don't give me a total number. Is it above $70 or below?
Hopefully, it's Cyber Monday today, so I'm trying to get something for cheap.
Oh, see, he's smart. See, Hector is a smart. I'm not the smartest shop. I'll wait like a week before Christmas, and I'll get a bunch of cool stuff, but I'll spend like $300 on my girlfriend. But see, see, Hector's more into his phone, and he's really savvy with his phone. Wait, what phone is that? I don't even know what is. Is it the same one as I have?
Yeah.
What, iPhone 6? Not the Plus though, right? It's just the iPhone 6?
Yeah, cover makes it look bigger.
Okay, but yeah.
Yeah, iPhone 6, but the outer cover makes it look bigger than it actually is.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool, man. It's just look at it. I just find it hilarious that that pretty much a grown man is looking at just UGG boots online. It's just kind of weird. And he's just so built. He doesn't even care about. Look how much he doesn't care about the pod. How much do you not care about this podcast?
I care a lot about this podcast. Just, I like other things.
This is the most entertaining podcast that I have ever personally done. Hector, he's a character, and I'm definitely gonna have him back on. I don't care if this is the lowest viewed podcast. This guy's a character. All right, guys. Yeah, we're just gonna sign off. We're gonna end the podcast like this. All right, Hector. Sign off to the people. Sign off.
Peace.
You stole my flavor. All right, peace.